Okay, so today we are diving deep right into the heart of the civil rights movement, but with a twist.
Right.
Right. We're going to shine a light on a name you might not know.
Yeah.
Right. But it's a name that deserves to be right up there with the most famous figures from the era.
I completely agree. This is a chance to really look again at some of the stories we think we know about this period.
Exactly. So we're talking about Claudette Colvin, and the source material we're using for this deep dive is an interview with Colvin herself.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, her firsthand account. I mean, it is just wow, so powerful.
It's really incredible.
Yeah. So one of the things that really struck me right away is how she talks about finding her own inner strength. She mentions Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman. I mean, these are like icons, and it's like she was consciously tapping into that legacy, that lineage.
It's like she understood what she was doing as part of this long line, this unbroken chain of resistance, right? Powerful black women who just refused to be silenced. I mean, and when she talks about history having blown her to the sea, I mean, it's such an incredible image, isn't it? Like, being swept up in this tide of change.
It's so powerful. It really is. It gives you chills. And then she compares herself to Rosa Parks, right?
Yeah.
And she even says that Parks was seen as more acceptable, to the white community.
Yeah, and that's where things get really, really fascinating. Because it makes you think, right, was it just about that? Just about acceptability? Was there a deeper strategy going on there, maybe? I mean, were they trying to present a figure that would be less, I don't know, threatening,
Yeah.
more palatable to white society?
Right. And it makes you think about all the decisions that were made in the movement and the consequences, the weight of those choices. I mean, this was 9 months before Rosa Parks' famous bus boycott, the refusal to give up her seat.
9 months. Colvin was only 15 then.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the courage that took, especially in that time and that place. But then, you hear her being described as, a fiery, defiant, even crazy, right? And it's like, maybe it's not so hard to see why they might have, thought Parks, who was older and fit that image of quiet respectability, might have been seen as a, I don't know, a safer figure to rally around.
Yeah, it's so easy to forget sometimes how deeply ingrained segregation was and the risks involved in even thinking about challenging it. But even with those risks, staring her in the face, she states so powerfully that her actions were conscientious, not criminal. I mean, there's just this unwavering belief in her rights, in her own humanity.
And that's really the core of civil disobedience, isn't it? It's about challenging laws that are unjust, even if it means you have to sacrifice. And her defiance, it helped spark a national conversation about what was morally right. Her actions, they were a turning point in the fight for social justice.
Yeah. And that message, it just keeps on echoing. It just keeps resonating. She urges us all. She says, you just have to inspire the people that to keep on pushing and keep the struggle going because it is not over.
And that call to action, I mean, wow, it couldn't be more relevant today. The fight for equality, it changes, it takes on new forms. But Colvin's spirit, her unwavering commitment to justice, those things they're timeless, they're universal. They speak to all of us, I think.
So where does all this leave us? I think we end this deep dive with a much deeper understanding of Claudette Colvin and her courage.
Yeah.
Right. But also, the complexities of her legacy and how history remembers her story.
Yeah.
Her story is a powerful reminder that the civil rights movement wasn't just about a few famous names.
Right, absolutely. And it leaves us with this really important question, how do we make sure that stories like Colvin's, stories of just incredible courage that we don't always hear, how do we make sure that those are remembered, right? And honored alongside the more, well-known narratives? What can we learn from her spirit, her commitment to justice? I mean, that's something we're thinking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot to chew on.
A lot to chew on, yeah.